Hello, my dear students. Let's continue. In the previous video, we started solving some questions from the past paper exams of graphs of functions, and this question is from summer 2009, paper 4. It's a good chance to let you know how to sketch, not just draw, how to sketch different types of functions. The first one, y equals mx plus c. Say y equals mx plus c. Y equals mx plus c. It's a linear function which is going up, the gradient is 2, and cuts y-axis at -1. Let's write it here. It's a linear function, y equals mx plus c, which is y equals to x minus 1. It means that the gradient is 2 and cuts y-intercept. The y-intercept means cuts y-axis at -1. So you have to sketch a line which is having positive gradient and cuts y-axis at -1. Da-da-da. This is perfect, and to be accurate, I'll write here -1. The second one, y equals x squared is a parabola. Y equals x squared is a parabola. If it is y equals -x squared, it's also a parabola. But the first one, it's smiling, and the second one is sad. If positive x squared, if negative x squared. Okay, what about the plus one? This is simply the y-intercept. So we just need to draw a parabola, and it cuts y-axis at 1. This is g. H of x is an exponential function. Exponential function at x equals 0, y equals 1. This is y equals 2 power of x. Here we knew about linear function, quadratic function, and exponential function. If you need to write the names, it's okay, but it's not required in the question. He just wants you to sketch. Next question about this very famous question, which is a function. He didn't declare the name of the function. He didn't declare the equation of the function. He just told you that the graphs of y equals f of x, which is this curve, and y equals g of x, which is this straight line, are shown above. First question, find the value of f of -2. When we say f of x, it means the variable inside the bracket is x. But when he says f of -2, it means at x equals -2, go and read y. So at x, I'll write it for you in order to remember. At x, its name is f of x. So when f of -2, it means at x equals -2, go and read y. But please don't get confused. He's asking about the function f, which is the curve, not the line. So you go from -2, you hit the curve, and then you go to the y-axis and read. It will be, how shall we know the scale? Now we'll write for ourselves the scale of x-axis and the scale of y-axis. We need to concentrate because these type of questions you should read successfully all values he needs. So on x-axis, last minus first, it is 1 minus 0 over number of blocks. It means 0.1 per baby block. On x-axis, last minus first over number of blocks. 1 over 10, it means 0.1. On y-axis, it is 10 minus 0. Last minus first over number of blocks, it's 1 per baby block on y-axis. So you just read between -10 and -20, it could be -15 or something around it. This is by sense. Now let's count the blocks. -10, -11, -12, 13, 14, 15. So it is -15. What about g of 0? Now he's concerned in the straight line. G of 0 means, first, its name is g of x. And when he wants you to read g of 0, it means at x equals 0, it means it lies on the y-axis. At x equals 0, go and read y. Remember, y-axis reads 1 per baby block. So it is this point. This point is below the 20 by 1.5. So below the 20 by 1.5, it means it is 18.5. This is not all. Next question, B. Use your graph to solve. Say it, use your graph to solve. It means you have to, what's the meaning of solve? Find the value of x. Use your graph to solve means read with your eyes. What does he want in the first question? Use the graphs to solve the equation of f of x equals 20. Remember, the function f was the curve, and f equals 20. It means you draw the line. Say it. Y equals 20 cuts y-axis at 20. Y equals 20 cuts y-axis at 20. And it cuts f of x at which part? Now let's draw y equals 20. Okay, it will cut the curve here at 2 points. This is the function f. It cuts f at 2 points, and now we need to read them from x-axis. Okay, now let's read. Zoom in. This point is before the -4. Remember, x-axis 0.1 per baby block. I'll make it clearer. Here is -4, and this point is, let's go up, before -4, -4.1, 0.2, nearly 0.3, -4.1, 0.2, 0.3. So I can write it here, -4.3. Or it could be, to be accurate, you are allowed to read 0.5 of a block. Here is -4. -4.1, 0.2, 0.25, -4.25. This is the first point. The second point, on the other side, on the other positive side, this point, let's go down, it's between 1 and 2. And it's before the 2 by, here's the 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.5. 2 minus 4.5, it means 1.55. 1.5. Let's check. -4 and something, and here 1.55. Perfect. The next question. Use your graphs to solve. To solve what? F equal G. F is the curve, and G is the straight line sliding down. And what is this equal sign? Equal sign means they're points of intersection. So F and G, they intersect at 2 points. Let's go. These 2 blue points. Here is F and G, intersect here and there. You just go, drop a dotted line on x-axis and read it. And here also, you drop a dotted line on x-axis and read it. Zoom in. This point between -4 and -5. So it is between -4, before -4 by 1, 2, 3.5, -4.35. And on the positive side, there is another point 2. It is between 1 and 2, but before the 2 by 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it is 1.6. They are very near to f of x equals 20, just after it. And this one is after the 1 by 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.1, 2, 3, 4, 1.4. This is a very important question about the inequality. What does it mean f equals g and f is less than g? F equals g means points of intersection, but f less than g, it means below. This arrow, I'll point to this crocodile, it means below. Where is the region? Of course, it's an inequality. Where is the range where f is below g? And I'll highlight it for you in blue. F is below G in all this part. Yes, but I need to read as X range of values of X. You use the same answers you got before, but you will put it as an inequality. X ranges between the same value you wrote before. X ranges between -4.35 and 1.4. Remember, the 2 crocodiles are like that, and you have to arrange the values like small, medium, large. And then use the points A and B to find the gradient of y equals g of x, which is the straight line, as an exact fraction, not decimal. Okay? He gave me a very nice clue. Use the 2 points A and B. Okay, I use them and think that the gradient is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. I prepare the song here. Y equals m equals, the gradient is m, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Let's see points A and B. Point A is very clear. It is -5 and 40. -5 on x-axis and 40 on y-axis. What about point B? It's also clear. It is 2 and 10. I use these 2 points to find the gradient of the line. -5 and 40, 2 and 10. -5 and 40, this is point A, and point B is 2 and 10. Remember what I said before? You have to write x and y, 1 and 1, then 2 and 2, in order not to flip and to find a positive gradient instead of a negative gradient. You have to expect, because AB, the line AB is sliding down, it should have a negative gradient. Let's calculate it. It will be y2 minus y1, which is 10 minus 40 upon 2 minus 5. 10 minus 40 is 30, -30 over 7. That's it. Fraction is exact. If you find it in decimal, it will not be exact. You have to cut it. So y2 minus y1, 10 minus 40 upon x2 minus x1. The next question is, on the grid, question D, on the grid, draw the graph of g of x, y equal g of x minus 10. What does this mean? First of all, y equal g of x, we know it. It's already drawn for us, which is the sliding down line. But what does it mean minus 10? It means you have to subtract 10 from all its y's. There are infinite number of points above it. But of course, there is infinite number of points on it, on the line. But of course, we'll take points A and B. It will help me a lot. From point A, you drop minus 10. From point B, you drop also minus 10, then connect. This is the line which is g of x minus 10. I'll show you. Here you drop minus 10. How much is the 10? It is 10 blocks. Here, the level here is 40, so you take here minus 10. It will go down at 30. And B, its height is 10 on y-axis. You drop minus 10, it will go on x-axis. Now, these 2 points, this black one and this black one, you just need to connect them with the ruler. This purple line, please write its name, y. I write it with the same color. Y equals g of x minus 10. Y equals g of x minus 10. Remember that the line here, y equals g of x, it's written here. It's written here. Can you see? Next, draw the tangent to the graph of y equals f of x at a certain point, which is -3 and -27. Draw the tangent. Tangent means touches. You have to use the ruler and touch the curve y equals f of x at -3 and -27. Let's go. And then write down the equation of this tangent. It will be a straight line, of course. -3 and -27. Here is -3 on x-axis, and you drop till -27. You will find a surprise. It is exactly the bottom of the valley. When we need to draw a tangent at the bottom of the valley, we should expect that this tangent will be what? Who remembers? Yes, you said it. It will be horizontal. Gradient of the tangent to the curve at the top of the hill or at the bottom of the valley is 0. The gradient is 0 because the line is horizontal. He needs to find the equation of the line. He already mentioned the y coordinate. We'll use it. Pick it, please. Can you see this? -27. So the equation of the line is y equals -27, cuts y-axis at -27. Let's check. Here is the y coordinate. y equals negative 27, it is 3 blocks above the negative 30. It should be a horizontal line. Be self-confident. The tangent that touches the curve at the top of the hill or the bottom of the valley should be horizontal. Don't try to tilt it. There is a question which is related to a lesson which we call it linear programming. I'll explain it in one of the next videos. And it's all about drawing lines and then shading the unwanted region. You shade the unwanted region, shade the unwanted region, shade the unwanted region, and then there is a white region which is not shaded. This will be the wanted region. Okay, so let's read. And how did we know it is the linear programming chapter? A region R, he usually names it R. A region R contains points whose coordinates satisfy the inequalities. X is the set of all points that lies between negative 3 and negative 2. It should be two vertical lines at x equals negative 3 and x equals negative 2. Let's draw them. X equals negative 3, x equals negative 2. They are these two vertical lines. I'll draw in purple. X equals negative 3, x equals negative 2, and he needs the part which is just lying between them. I'll try to shade in yellow in order not to distort the whole question. This is shading in yellow. Those two regions, I don't want them. Okay, next. Y is the region which is less than or equal to 40. So you need the region which is below 40. First of all, you have to draw y equals 40, cuts y axis at 40. Let's draw y equals 40, cuts y axis at 40. And then you need the region below. So you have to shade the region above and say, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it. Or the region above is cancelled. We are deleting the unwanted region. Next, y should be greater than g of x. This is the wanted region. Y should be greater than g of x. So you have to cancel the region which is below g of x. The region below g of x, g, which is this line, you should delete and say, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't want it. So where is the region R? It is this one. I'll write in bold. It's between the two vertical lines, and it's between these two vertical lines, x equals negative 3 and x equals negative 2. It is below the line which is y equals 40, and it lies above the line which is y equal g of x. This is the region R. Thank you, my dear students, and let's meet in the next video for more and more about graphs of functions. Bye-bye.